Hello, happy Friday. It's the end of a very productive, fun week here at WomenThink, and I thought I would hop on and share a few thoughts I had that came out of several conversations. My name, in case you're new to me, is Nancy D. Solomon. I'm the CEO and founder of WomenThink Global. You can find us at womenthink.com. I want to talk to you today about courage. And it's something I really didn't think a lot about until I wrote my first book. And then it keeps coming up again and again and again over the years. And this week it came up a half a dozen times. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. I was interviewed by a young gal who is in a leadership program. And she had observed me. And she said, "Can I interview you on how you got courageous? Like, how do you keep making courageous choices?" And I said, "Well, I don't know the answer to that, but sure, you can interview me." And I'm always excited by enthusiasm people have, curiosity about others. When somebody shows me an effort that they want to grow, and whether it's personal growth or career development, whatever, that's sort of the stuff that fires me up. So we get on this phone call. And I'm laughing because somebody once gave me a book, a big tabletop book on courage. And they told me repeatedly that I was the most courageous person they ever met. And the word courage comes up repeatedly around me. But I don't look at myself and go, "Wow, Nancy, you courageous." So I'm thinking about this question this gal is asking me about, how do you get courageous? And it hits me. And I blurted out, "Oh my God, my courage has come from rebellion." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I don't know. I just had the thought for the first time. Let me think about what do I mean." And I realized that it was my FU to a lot of people that I was going to do what they told me I could not do. So my courage comes out of something that one would look at as negative. It comes out of something that most people avoid. It comes out of a place of rebellion. Don't tell me I can't do something because I'm going to want to do it twice as fast. And if you are listening to this or watching this, and that is you, put me too in the comments section. So, courage. I think courage is something that we look back and notice that we have. So it's sort of like the dots backwards rather than the dots forward. I didn't wake up one morning and say, "I think I'm going to be really courageous and I'm going to adopt 2 children as a single mom 3,000 miles away from my closest family." And there is a Solomonism around that says there is a fine line between courage and stupidity. Personally, I'm never sure which side of that line I'm standing on, but I digress. And it wasn't until after my children were well on their way in their teens that I said to myself, my friends are right. That was really courageous to do that. There was no evidence in my life that was going to work out well, being a single mom of 2 newborns. Not at the same time, they were 3 years apart, 4 years apart. What am I saying? Forgive me, kids. I didn't have a template for that. I didn't have a life experience similar to raising children, or raising children on my own, or raising children 3,000 miles away from my closest family. There was no prior experience. And so I relied probably too much on the Johnson baby commercials, the ones with the real rocking the baby and everybody's cooing and everybody smells delicious. And they don't tell you that's probably at max 5% of the time in parenting, but be that as it is. So when I looked back, I thought, okay, how did I do that? And I'm going to tell you. I'm lying in bed one night and I was approaching my 40th birthday. I tried for 2 years to get pregnant. I could not get pregnant, or had not as of that point. And I remember saying to myself, if you don't get married, Nancy, because I was single, if you don't get married, how are you going to be about that? Speaking of children. And I said, if I don't get married, that's going to be fine. Sorry, I didn't turn that off. And I said, so I don't get married. I was never driven by that. And then I remember thinking, well, how will you feel if you never have children? I was like, holy shit, that's not possible. I was born to be a mommy. And here we are. I was so committed that I wasn't going to die with the regret of never having become a mom. And my mom loved being a mom, whether she was good or bad at it, and we're all some combination. It's irrelevant. What's important is that she always told us how she loved being a mommy. And I wanted to be a mommy too. And so it looks like courage to everybody else. But to me, it was I was just doing something that I didn't want to regret. Did you hear what I just said? I was doing something that I didn't want to regret. I spoke to somebody recently who wants to be more courageous in her life. She wants to be more courageous, and she wants to be more confident, and she wants to trust herself more, and she wants to matter. And the other side of that is she doesn't want to give up what she knows is safe. And she's contemplating, apparently for quite a while, is she willing to die, never having tried to achieve whatever this is that she wants to achieve? And I have to tell you, this woman is not alone. And she was lovely and really intelligent. And just her level of self-awareness was really admirable and inspiring. And far above what I think is like normal, whatever that means. And so I have this conversation weekly. I want to say daily, that's probably an exaggeration, weekly, of people who know that what they have is not getting them what they want. Knowing what they have is making them play small. It's stifling them. It's muting their voice, right? But the idea of trying something new that could fail, that is too daunting to even take that first step. And let me say this, you know what you're doing isn't working. You know if what you're doing isn't working. You know if what you're doing isn't working. I repeated myself 3 times on purpose. Why? Because women need to own their power, and women need to own what they know. I'm going to say it again, write this down. Own what you know. And if in that little voice inside of you tells you something, start trusting it, because trust is a muscle, and the more you work it, the stronger it gets. Courage is a muscle. The more you work it, the more easily you're able to make courageous decisions. And I'm not talking about the kind of courage where you go into a burning building and rescue a child or a dog. That's not what I'm talking about. Because most people, I'd like to think all people would do that. I'm talking about leaving a job that pays you a lot, but that doesn't satisfy, doesn't fulfill you. I'm talking about staying in a marriage or leaving a relationship that you know isn't great. It's good. And if good is good enough, you stay in there. You just do that. But I'm looking for great in my life. I had a dear, dear, dear friend and mentor, Ross, and he passed years ago, but he once said to me, he said, it's not how many miles, it's not, how did he say this? The bottom line is he put a lot of miles on himself while he was living, and so he had no regrets about dying. He knew he was going to die. And he's laughing right now. He's laughing. Nance, tell him more stories. Courage. Courage is asking yourself the questions you absolutely do not want to know the answers to. Questions like, am I happy? Do I love my career? Do I want to be in this relationship? Why aren't I moving forward? And listening for the answer. That's courage. You were born to be exceptional. I know this, that's a whole different live stream. You were born to do something that nobody else in the entire universe can do. It's your job. There's only one of a kind, all of us. And if you don't do it, your job never gets done. So tomorrow, today, next week, when you're thinking about, gosh, it would be so much fun if I only would. Travel, ask for that promotion, go for a job that makes me more money, start horseback riding, whatever it is. The minute you say to yourself, I wonder, that's your answer. because the answer always lies within us, and we wouldn't be questioning, we wouldn't be asking ourselves, I wonder if we didn't have the ability to make those things happen. I never had the desire to be a pro golfer. I never said to myself, I wonder if I could be a pro golfer. I don't even know how to golf, okay? I don't know how to ski either, for that matter. And I don't ask those questions because my operating system was not put together, was not created with that as one of my skill sets. My skill set is talking to you, is helping you see yourself as you are, not as you were told you are. My skill set is helping you to live full out. My skill set is showing you possibility. I said to somebody earlier, I know you don't believe in yourself, but would you believe in my belief in you until you do? And it was the fact that I have so much experience, 32 years of experience. I know you all thought I was only 30. 32 years of experience. You see it all. You hear it all. You probably hear a lot of it 1,000 times, right? But the fact that I believe in you, and that's not baloney, that's not fluff, it's not smoke, should tell you something. I see you because you can't see you. Your glory is in your blind spot, but I see it. It's right over there. So I've decided, about 15 minutes ago, to open up my calendar. I want to talk to 3 of you. All right, just 3 spots I opened up. When those 3 spots are taken, the opportunity goes away. So I always reward for quick action. And there's a couple of caveats. I'll give you an hour of my time, but you need to be willing to shift your perspective. You need to be willing to change. You need to be willing to invest time and energy into yourself. Or don't make that call with me, okay? The link is in the description here. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions or you want to make some comments, you can do that here, or you can reach out to me at team@womenthink.com. Have the best weekend and allow yourself to fantasize a little bit, to think about, I wonder what, or I wonder if. Bye-bye now.